Oh yeah, I mean I got a couple. I think a day off because I have a day off, and I practiced yesterday with the JJ team, and then I practiced today. So one day off, that was pretty good. I needed that.
JJ said you guys did a lot today. What was the focus?
Yeah, we did a lot today. The focus was just fixing the little stuff like we've been doing the whole year. Those the little details, working on more on our defense. I think the what we emphasized the most today was our communication. We talk a lot today, so I think that's really going to help us.
Christian, it's been like what, a month and a half since you've been cleared. Feel like a month and a half. How has your body felt? The whole time, and even before then, how did you feel your body was come to the fight?
Oh, I think it's pretty good. I think it's getting better. It's getting better with the day. I'm getting better shape every single day. But I think my body's feeling good. My body's feeling good. I just got to continue to get better. Like basketball on the court and just off the court in the weight room and everything. So yeah.
How's your guys' team defense been, in your opinion, over the 3-7 stretch? And obviously the win-loss tells the story of the defense, but what's been missing?
It's been pretty bad. It's been pretty bad. I think, like I said, our communication just wasn't really good those days, those games. I think the last 2 or 3 games was pretty better. It was way better. It was way better the last couple of games. We want to go back to that. What the team used to be at the beginning of the year. A really good defensive team. We got guys like AD, he's like the anchor of the defense. So we want to help him out, or like our guards want to help him out. Everybody want to help him out, and we just want to be a better defensive team.
JJ told us that LeBron had an excused absence. What's it like to try to fix these things without him here? Because that's a big part.
I mean, we already know. He knows everything. He's gonna come back. He's still gonna be the same. He's gonna give everything on the court. So we just gotta do our part. Our part, and just get better. So that when he comes back, he can just look at us and be like, oh yeah, we were actually working when he wasn't here. You know what I'm saying? But we know he's gonna come back, just pick up everything. Yeah, he's been here for a long time. So.
And having full health aside, what things as a group do you think you all can do to help aid defensively so it's not just going?
Just do a better job on the ball. Guarding our man, being the gap. Just not making it easy on the other teams. Some teams they be grabbing us, doing all those stuff to us, and I think we got to start doing that too to other teams. Because we can see this year the refs they don't call a lot of that. The handshake and all that. I think the refs they don't call a lot of that. So I think we should start doing those type of stuff. And if they call a foul, next time they probably not gonna call it. So I think we need to start doing those little stuff.
You and JJ both mentioned communication between the team. Is that more so on switches? Because even looking at the Atlanta game, AD got held up on the switch, and that's what ended up happening for the game winner. Is it more switching, or you feel like low man? What do you feel like?
I think it's everything. Just overall on defense, switching, low man. Just if you're somewhere, just let your teammates know that I'm here. I got your back. I'm help side. I'm low. I got basket. I think just on everything defensively, I think we did a really good job today. Just communicated. So yeah, we're getting better on that.
In the G League games you've played, you've been getting up a decent amount of threes. Is that something that the coaching staff has been encouraging you to do to kind of expand, that part of your game? Yeah,
definitely. I mean, I'll be working on my shot. I feel like I have a pretty good shot. I haven't shot in any games or anything like that, but the coach, when I'm down there in the G, the coaching staff, they want me to shoot it. Sometimes they'll be running play for me to shoot the ball. So I just got to continue to work on it, and I just got to make it basically. So it's on my side right now.
Last question.
How was it for you to have guys that want you to shoot through? What does that do for them?
Oh, I mean, it makes you feel good. When you're a big man, most of the time you just set screen, roll, and do all that. Sometimes you want to do the other little stuff too. So just having somebody that want me to shoot threes, that's good. That's good.
A lot today in practice. How was it from that standpoint for you guys to get back at it?
It was good to have kind of a physical practice. We're having a little bit of bump with the guys, so it was fun. Normally this time of the season, guys are kind of tired, so we dial it back. But we've had 2 sort of off days, and we were able to kind of get after it today, so it was good from a team standpoint.
You mentioned you might have 6 of those type of practices. At least you have those possibilities. That's kind of rare for this time of year. How advantageous can that be for you guys?
I think it's good, honestly, just to get bumped against each other, I think, because that's how it is in a game, right? You're going to be bumping against guys or losing against guys. So it's good to kind of feel that competitive level and competitive energy even against each other as teammates, because it makes it that much easier to compete with each other when we're out playing in a real game. So I think it's advantageous for us for sure.
JJ mentioned LeBron was away from the team. Obviously, he's been with you guys the entire season. What was practice been like without him here?
I mean, having a leader like that's not here is tough, but I know that's some of that stuff's out of our control, so it's kind of like a next man up mentality still, even in practice. So I think the guy still competed really hard, even though he wasn't here, and I think there was some good leadership, there was good vocalization for us as a team, good collaboration, so it was a good practice.
You guys went through a pretty rough offensive rut over maybe a 7-game stretch. It seemed like in Atlanta against Portland, you guys started to climb out of it. What did you see process-wise that you liked from the group?
I think we played a little bit more organized and a little bit more pace. I think when we play with pace with the guys that we have, it's tough to guard. When LeBron plays with pace, he's tough to guard. When AD plays with pace, he's tough to guard. When anybody plays with pace, it's a lot harder to guard as a team. So I think for us, and then two, just kind of collaborating, having more cohesion, knowing what we want to get to on offense, having that clarity. So I think that kind of translated to us having a little bit of a better offensive rating.
You mentioned pace and being organized. I guess what needs to happen on the players' end so to the point where you guys aren't, I guess, deliberate or unorganized?
Yeah, I mean, I think just the collaboration between us as players on the floor. I think it's I think we're a quarter of the way through the season, so we're still sort of getting used to how each other plays, even though we've been around for a little while. But it's a different coaching staff, it's a different scheme, different kind of schedule. So we're still figuring it out. I think we're getting a lot better at it, and for us, we just got to collaborate better, which I think we've been doing a good job of. And then playing with pace is kind of just like an effort thing. You just got to play harder and play with more pace.
You actually used the word collaboration a lot. I mean, Christian used it before, JJ used it before he was up here. In terms of that, what do you see the team in terms of how it was with their collaboration? Because a lot of teams do hunt you guys in switches and communication. I know the game winner against Atlanta was off of a miscommunication.
Yep.
How do y'all, correct that in terms of bringing that together?
Well, it's watching film first as a team, and then two, kind of we just got to talk more. I mean, it's kind of I know we were talking about this as a team, a lot of the guys on our team, just kind of like their personalities. We're not very big talkers, we're not very outgoing necessarily, we're not extroverts. So that's a challenge for us that we're willing and we've accepted that we're going to go through, we're going to work on. We worked on it a lot today in practice. Certain guys weren't talking as much when we were getting on them. We talked more, coverages and pick and roll and just talk in general when you're on the defensive end or offense. So, for us, it's kind of just a little bit of a challenge that we got to go through. And it's not anything that we need to do physically. It's kind of just a choice for us to start talking more and collaborate together as a team.
The last 2 or 3 weeks, it's felt like you guys have either been traveling or playing basically every day. And when you go through a rough stretch like the one you guys went through, it kind of feels like everything's falling apart. Mm-hmm. How valuable is just 24 hours away for perspective?
No, it's super valuable. I think a lot of this game is mental, and even though there's a lot of travel, it takes a lot on your mental, the toll on your brain when you're traveling. You're on the plane all the time, you're in hotels, you're not in your own bed. So it's tough, but like you said, we've been at home for a few days now. I think the past few weeks have probably been the toughest stretch for us throughout the season. It's going to be the toughest stretch. I think JJ said we got something like that again in March, but January we're damn near home the whole month. February we're kind of back and forth, but we're going to take advantage of this now. We've got a couple home games, we got a couple rest days, so it's definitely super valuable for us, everybody on the team, really, just to kind of get some time with family, time at home, time in your own bed, time with friends, stuff like that is super important.
Last question.
How have you been able to balance that, like you just said, like time, family, and friends, with all the practice and things you guys have?
Well, I mean, we have a lot of off time and downtime, honestly. Like on a day like today where we have early practice, we got nothing for the rest of the day. This is when you take advantage of stuff like that, where you're hanging out with family and friends. On the road, it's a little bit different because you're in a hotel room and you're not going to be able to see them. And when you're on the road for a week at a time, that adds up. And so that kind of happened to us, I think, for the past 2 or 3 weeks. We're on the road, and then we come back, we have 1 day off, and we have another game. So now we've had 2 or 3 days off. We take advantage of kind of just recharging our battery, filling our cup back up, so that we can be at our best when we're going into games. Thanks, guys.
JJ, what were the last 2 days like for you and the staff?
Yeah. They were good. Monday, spent some time with my family, watched some film when they went to bed, communicated with most of my staff that day about, what we wanted to discuss yesterday, spent some time with the players yesterday individually and with our coaching staff. And I feel like, I've used the whack-a-mole thing before, and, we have a great opportunity for the rest of the month. Today was one of 6 potential practice days that we can have, and we got a lot done today. And I think the group came with a good workman's-like approach, and we're going to try to get better. We're going to try to get better. I thought coming off of Friday, coming off of Sunday, where we played the right way, we were competitive, we were together, connected, all of those things. We have something to build on.
What was the emphasis of today's practice?
It was a lot. It was a lot, and it was long. And the guys were gassed at the end because we haven't practiced like that in 2 months. Got a lot done defensively, trying to just create a little bit more clarity on some very nuanced things with the guys. We did that both in small groups against coaches and live. And we worked also on some end of quarter, end of game stuff, live, simulated. That was great as well.
Did you say 6 practices between now and the end of December? Is that a possibility for you guys?
Yeah.
Was Austin able to participate today, and how's he doing?
I wouldn't call Austin a full participant. There was one thing he sat out that we suggested, and Leroy agreed with us that was probably not good for him, just due to the nature of the drill. It was particularly a physical drill, and just want to be mindful of his pain tolerance. But he was a full participant in all the 5-on-5 live stuff and all the breakdown drills. LeBron is not with the team right now. He's out for personal reasons, excused absence.
For Austin and LeBron, what's the thought for Friday?
I think both of them, it seems like, are sort of day-to-day, and just kind of wait and see how it looks tomorrow, wait and see how it looks Friday.
JJ, kind of looking at the film from against the Timberwolves, they attacked a lot of switches. I think one play they ran like a circle bend into like a double stagger, and to get another switch, it's for Nas and Julius. How did you, looking back at that footage, how did you go, in terms of the guards and big switches and having a guard on bigs?
Yeah, we didn't execute our switches, and we didn't execute our post defense, so there's not really a lot to get from that game. I think for us it was, yesterday, today, tomorrow, they're going to do some small individual work, but it'll be more structured like it was in the preseason in September and August, so it's actually not just coming in and shooting a bunch of slap shots. It'll be real work. Friday, we shoot around, will be a good opportunity to clean up some post stuff, but I think we created some clarity today on our reds.
How's Jackson?
No update on Jackson. His sort of target return date is in flux, so there's, when we have something, we'll give it to you. Same with Christian and Vando.
It seemed like against Sunday's game, AD was more in a drop defensively. How much of that was based off of matchup and who wasn't available for you guys versus trying to give, I guess, more of a different look defensively?
I mean, for 90% of the season, 5 in coverage has been our base defense. So I don't think it was like an adjustment or anything. It was just, the 1 through 5 reds worked for a couple games. We had some major slippage last week, and I just felt like against that team, Ayton, their offensive rebounding, wanted to keep them close to the basket.
And you said you met with the players one-on-one this week. Can you talk about how was that with the guys? Like, how does that build the relationship with you all?
Yeah, I mean, I've stressed communication, open, honest, direct. So it was more for me yesterday was very much a listening session for both the players and with my staff.
So we used to call it like a meeting then? It was like a team meeting, air it out?
No. Individual meetings. Yeah. And then I met with my staff.
Yeah. And then
I met with some other people. It's a day of meetings, Dave.
I hear you. The Minnesota and Miami games, how would you assess your pick and roll defense? And did you make any corrections in the Portland game? And what do you need to see continue on that end?
Minnesota, we were in a 1 through 5 red to start. Did not execute our switches. Were not physical. Did not communicate. Communication was a big issue in Miami as well, no matter what we tried. So again, you can't play basketball and not talk. So in terms of technique and schemes, if you don't talk, you're dead. So in terms of like tweaking stuff, like we've done it in coverage, we've done it with 1 through 5, and we've done it being physical and we've done it talking. So that's what we have to do. We can make adjustments on that. If you're not talking and you're not competing, you can't really make an adjustment.
Was LeBron a part of the conversations yesterday, or was he still?
No, he wasn't in the building.
He was dealing with this. When you have spoken to him, when you have spoken to AD, kind of over this past couple of weeks, what has been their message about kind of the direction of things and where they've seen? How collaborative has that been?
It's been very collaborative, and honestly, both of them have taken ownership. They're the leaders of the team on the court, and I had a great conversation with LeBron last week. I thought the way he played in Miami and Atlanta, beyond just the stats, was the intent, the way he played, the way he led, was great. AD has, I think, sort of returned to form the last couple games. So I feel like both those guys are in a great place.
You've called coaching whack-a-mole a couple times to keep the sort of analogy alive. Like, how do you know which mole to whack? Is it? Do they just sort of present or is it is it targeted? Like
sometimes the moles they present unexpectedly. Sometimes.
And that is whack-a-mole.
I don't know. I think that's where yesterday was really informative for me, and it's not that we haven't done that with the staff. Going into a practice, our recaps of games, we're always trying to figure out what we should prioritize and what we should emphasize. It's no different when you're prepping for a team and you meet as a group and everybody brings their individual thoughts. And a number of great coaches told me when I got into this that this is as much, if not more, art than science. And so sometimes the things you prioritize and emphasize, your group does those things and you get better from them. And then two games later, there's a new thing, and you gotta go whack that thing. But to me, that's the fun part. Coaching is problem solving. So, and honestly, I played for a long time. Being on the court is problem solving. So it's just part of it.
JJ, on that note, the art versus science part, what's been the first month in particular has been like trying to manage LeBron's workload as a staff?
Yeah, I mean, he communicates to us. Again, I talk to Mike and Ish just about every day with both him and AD. And in game, he's asked for a sub a couple times because he's gassed. So I think for us, we have to be cognizant as we play more and more games, just the cumulative effect of playing a lot of minutes. And Sunday, being banged up and things, we felt like a good opportunity for him to get some rest.